Hey everybody, welcome to episode 11 of Meka's Corner. Oh my goodness, I want to say thank you to every viewer who watched episode 10. I'm just so overwhelmed by the response of the video. Again, thank you to my participants of the videos, and always remember, Black Lives Matter. So today in episode 11, special guest stopped by with me today. Her name is Yolanda Adams. She is a licensed mental health therapist and also a licensed vocational rehab counselor. So today she stopped by in Meka's Corner. She came and she answered some questions that we had going on. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let's get right into Yolanda's video. Hey everybody, so today I have with me a licensed mental health counselor. She's also a vocational rehab counselor. And today we have Yolanda Adams here with us today. Welcome to Meka's Corner, Yolanda.
Thank you, Tameka. Thank you.
So today we're just gonna go through a series of questions just to ask her, especially with the climate of the world that we're facing today, just to give us some words and some insights on some different things that we can do to maintain our mental health during the pandemic and during all of the killings of our Black brothers and Black sisters. So Yolanda, are you ready for question number 1?
I think so. I think so.
So why is there such a bad stigma behind therapy?
Okay. Well, first of all, mental illness is very stigmatized. We know this. Also, stigma stems from a misconception about what depression, anxiety, bipolar, and other issues mean. So that makes sense. When individuals engage in therapy, they may be leery because there may be a diagnosis applied to them. So of course, we know individuals, we don't like labels. Right. So we don't want a diagnosis applied to our mental health state. Mm-hmm. Stigma is also when someone views you in a negative way because you may have distinguishing characteristics or personal traits. So if you're sitting down with a friend and they tell you they're going through some issues or they have a lot on their mind and they feel like they may have a mental breakdown or they feel like they have depression, they're going through a lot, using the word depression or mood disorder, sometimes even you as a friend will back away or have a facial expression, and that's telling that individual that they think, okay, why did he or she do that? And that's what we don't want. That's where the stigma comes from. And we don't want that in today's society, and we definitely don't need that at this time.
Okay, so how do you think that we can go about changing the stigma behind it? What, as I will say for me or for any of us who may be watching, what can we do to change that stigma?
Okay, let me piggyback just a little bit more before I answer that question.
Sure, go ahead.
Stigma also can pervade the lives of people with mental health problems in many different ways. It diminishes self-esteem and our self-confidence, and it robs people of social opportunities out here in today's society. Being discriminated against has a huge impact on our self-esteem and our self-confidence. Now you ask, what can we do to reduce the stigma? Yeah. There's many things that we can do. I'm going to name 6 factors that we can do. First, you must be knowledgeable of what mental health is, of what mental illness is from A to Z. There's many different diagnoses. There's bipolar disorder, there's mood disorders, there's schizoaffective, there's schizophrenia. You know, you have so many different mental illness out there diagnoses. So you must be knowledgeable of what you think it is, what you may think you know what it is, or what it is exactly. Also, you need then, once you get knowledgeable, you educate yourself. Right. Educate yourself about mental illness and even also substance abuse disorders, because that is also mental illness. Substance abuse is also about mental illness as well. So it's not separated, it's all together. So that's the first. 2, beware of your attitude and your behavior. So as I said before a little while ago, if you and a friend are out to lunch or brunch and they tell you and y'all are talking, and one of you speak of, you feel lonely or down or depression comes up of the word, don't shun away from that person, because it gives the person a stigma about what she thinks or he thinks I'm crazy, and that's not the case. So be careful about your attitude and behavior around your peers, your family, your friends, just everyone. 3, choose your words carefully. So when you're talking to someone who has a lot of things going on in their life, and someone doesn't have to be diagnosed, we all go through a lot. Look at just what has happened since the beginning of March till now. So you don't have to be diagnosed, but you want to be careful of your behavior and attitude around that individual, because it gives them, people withdraw. So if they thought about going for help or counseling or therapy, now they may not, because just of how you acted. So it only takes one person, and we could have done more harm than good for that individual. So we never know where the individual was when we met them, and now where they are after we have met them. 4, educate others. So once you become knowledgeable, know the facts, educate yourself. Now you can educate others about, if you just having general conversations, which we all do, and someone says something about mental illness and y'all just having a discussion, they may say something, but then you are knowledgeable now about certain mental illnesses out there. So you can educate others on that.
So before you go to the next one for 5, right? So with the educate yourself part, are there classes that people could take, or how does that work with educating ourselves? Because, there's so much stuff that's out there on the internet. So we want to make sure that we have the right information.
Correct. So due to the fact that we're in COVID and we have to be home. So right now, there's a lot of webinars. There's a lot of workshops, trainings that are being held on webinars, and different trainings and certificates and certifications that you can obtain. And they are free right now for all of these workshops and trainings and webinars. And even if they're not, but I believe most of them right now are free. But say when we come out of COVID, they're not expensive. Some of them are $5, some of them are $10 for 2 hours, for 3 hours. You have the Mental Health Association in Nassau County. You have a lot of different agencies, Department of Health in Long Island City. All of these are on the website, so you can just Google and search and look for different webinars to educate yourself. You don't have to be in the field to educate yourself. You just may want to know for yourself or your family member or someone you know and close to.
Friends or, something like that.
Correct. Your peers. Exactly.
During lunch or something, you'll be able to know, or you'll be able to know what the signs are of somebody that's experiencing mental illness, right?
Correct. Exactly. I'm glad you said that. There's also a training called Mental Health First Aid Training.
Okay.
I can't remember who Thrive NYC. I just remembered. Thrive NYC gives that mental health aid first training, and it's 8-hour training, 7 to 8 hour training. And if you call them, they can. That's through the mayor's office, so you can Google that, search that. That's through the mayor's office. Okay. You also have a group. You can let them know that you would like to take that training for yourself, and they'll let you know what location is that training being held. Or if you have a group, it could be a church group, it could be any type of a good amount of group of people, and they will come to you if you have a space to give that training. And that training is good for 3 years. Oh. And as you said, it's to know signs, and when someone is in distress or asking for help, you will know the signs to look for. It's a very good training. It's an awesome training. I really recommend it. I loved it. Okay, 5. We said 5. Educate. 4 is educate others. 5, focus on the positive. So if you are going through things and you feel like you don't want to talk to your peer or your sibling or friend, to focus on the positive. If you want to engage in counseling and in therapy, then you're doing this for yourself. You're not doing this for others. You want to become a well-rounded individual in today's society and in today's nation. And you want to be able to maintain and obtain a full-time or part-time job without having a breakdown at work. So you're doing this for you, not for nobody else. You want to be able to sit in a classroom for 3 hours or more, how many days a week, without you feeling like someone's looking at you or you hearing voices or different things like that. So you want to be able to focus on the positive. Don't focus on the negative, thinking if someone finds out that I'm in counseling, they're going to think I'm crazy and they're not going to want to be seen with me or talk to me anymore. It's not about them. It's about your mental health stability. And the last one is support your friends, support your family, support your peers, support that person. Sometimes it just takes one person to lead another to get help. And you never know what you could have done for that person. You could have saved their life, believe it or not. And they will come back and let you know that. So a support system is like a fellowship. Be supportive to one another. So those are the 6 main factors that I would use to reduce stigma.
Right. So I love how the last one, support, right? Because, us as Black people, we're so good at supporting one another, right? I can be able to call such and such and let them know, what X, Y, and Z is going on right now. I may need a lending ear or whatever that thing may look like. So it's good to always have, that supportive system in your corner so that you know what, this person can help me. Because, with the stigma about, Black people don't go to therapy, we don't need.
Correct. That's not true.
Right. It's not true, right?
That's
it's
right.
good to have somebody to talk to and express your things to, because, sometimes your friends or your family, they may not understand you or what you're going through, or they might not be telling you the right information on how to help.
Correct.
So we're able to, I need to be that support for someone to say, you know what, I can give you all the advice I can give you till I'm blue in the face, but maybe you need to go to somebody that's licensed, who don't went to school for this, and can help you come up with a strategy plan of how you need to figure out things or whatever, whatever that thing looks like. So I really like that last part of support, because we have to be able to support one another.
Correct. And it's also not only about going to school, of course it is, but sometimes when you are, I'm the therapist and you're the participant, you're the client, sometimes it's just not me being knowledgeable about the books and everything that I've learned and the tests and exam. Sometimes it's just about my own personal experiences that I have dealt with in my life as a child, as a young teenager, as a young adult, and now as a woman. So sometimes sharing those, if the therapist choose to share that also establish a rapport with the participant. And it's because sometimes the client looks at us like they don't know what they're talking about or they don't understand, but
they haven't do anything, like
they even do anything. Exactly. They have a degree, they got it made. So no one knows what you've been through. So sometimes if you choose to share an experience or two with that client, it becomes more real for them sometimes. And I feel like sometimes it's not one way. So it's just not me giving therapy to you. Sometimes things that you may say, that the client may say to me, I may say, that's interesting, or and I never thought about it like that. So sometimes it is it's a two-way street, just depending if the therapist is open. Correct. You can't have biases. You shouldn't be biased doing therapy. So you have to just put all those things under the rug.
Right. That's good. That is so important. I have another question for you. Right now, during COVID and the killings and the protesting, how do we help our mental state, during this climate right now? What can we do?
Okay, so all of us, everyone is watching television, right? Most of the time, all the time, social media, that's all everything pops up. where it's CNN, MSNBC, Channel 7, 5, 4, Channel 1, Channel 12 in Long Island. We have to turn off the television after a while. You shut down your social media page, your Twitter page, your Instagram, your Facebook, everything. You have to shut it down. You can't get a break if you don't shut it down and back away from it. So that's like the first. You can't be in front of the TV and social media 24/7 because we're home all the time now.
Right.
We're home all the time. We're quarantined home mostly. And it's not healthy. It's not healthy for anyone to watch that much television news with so much going on about the COVID-19 and the protesting and the different killings out here. So that's the beginning, really. That's the beginning and that's the middle. You have to learn to push away and step away. It doesn't allow you to take a mental break, and you have to. You got to take a break from it. You have to take a walk. You have to do other things than watch television in the social media. So also you can find like a safe or positive group to talk to. So if you feel like you need to talk about these things, you don't have to keep watching the television and listening to the social media. You can find, a peer network or group of positive friends, and you can discuss these things with them about what's going on. You don't always have to sit in front of the TV, or be on your phone 24/7. Find a group and talk about that constructively, talk about maybe things that you can do if you are going to protest, just be safe if you are going to protest, and be positive. And as I said, take walks, that helps. Also to process your feelings of what's happening with George Floyd, what happened to him. Process your feelings with other peers or your family or your friends, and not just by yourself, where you'll get angry thinking about it more and more as you continue to watch the video, which we shouldn't do to keep watching that. That's just
I can't get through the whole thing, so I bypass it on social media.
And everybody can't handle it, and it's sad. It's the saddest thing ever, but you can't just continue to watch it because it doesn't help. So you find positive ways to do other things. Also, find some close friends and do some things with them on social media. As we can do Zoom, you can have a talk on Zoom. There's different apps that they have, games that you can do. So you got to find different things also. I don't want to take away from any other questions, so I'm going to hold on to some information that I have. But these are the things you can do.
Share with us. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So also, you can meditate. Meditation is good, definitely. So sometimes if you're a morning person, which I'm not, and some of my friends know that, you can meditate in the morning if it's 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. I don't know, but 25 minutes. That's all you need to meditate for yourself. Take time for yourself. If it's the afternoon in the middle of a break, your work day, even if you're home, we're working from home, you need to have a break. So sometimes if you meditate, that also breaks off your day, your morning, and then you have your afternoon. Also, you can do, or you can meditate after work. So it's when you choose to meditate, but it's a good breakaway from everything, not just from TV, from social media, from the cell phone, from your landline phone, from from friends, from family members. You need a break sometimes to yourself. And if you don't take that time to breathe deeply, the day will overtake you, and that's not healthy.
Yeah, sometimes turn that phone off.
Or turn the phone off. Exactly. You have to turn the phone off. You're not going to miss anything. Everything's going to pack up. It's going to pop up. Yeah. Also, you can journal. So I don't know, when you were younger, if you used to have a diary. Back in the day, well, I'm not that old, but they had a Miss Kitty journal.
Okay.
So some people journaled, and people still do, and you don't even know if you're journaling. So when you sometimes do a to-do list or write things down, that's journaling. And some people don't know that. But if you need like an actually diary, you can journal, you can write things down. That's something you can do. Write your feelings down, or, write how the day is going, things like that. Also, as you're writing your feelings down, don't think about, oh no, that don't sound right, let me fix that. The grammar and it's a semicolon. It's not about how it sounds and what it looks like and your book is marked up. It's about your feelings. Just write. And you
on paper.
Correct. You'll understand what you wrote when you go back, because you need to kind of find out what may be troubling you for that day or for that week. So just write your feelings down. And you're not too old, there's no age limit on journaling, or having a diary. And that it's helpful. It's very helpful. Also, the last thing is finding activities that you do. Give yourself a break. Think of things that you like to do, whether it's painting or doing board games with your family or your friends, reading a good book. Those are things that are, activities that you can break away from and do.
That is such great and vital information that you have provided us today in order to take care of ourselves and our mental state, especially during this climate and being, in the house from March. It is now the end of June and, we're opening up in, these phases, but, this new normal we're not used to. So, it's very vital that we have this information and we have these tools so that we know, maybe today I might be feeling some type of way. And now I know, like, these are the 6 things that, that I may need to do, or I need to do a self-care moment, or I need to go out for a walk somewhere, just so that I, that I keep my mental health. Not to say that, everybody in the world has mental health, but we all go through things and we all feel different.
Go through something.
Right. Different.
And handle it differently. Right. Correct.
So thank you so much for joining us today, Yolanda, and giving us so much information. We appreciate
You're welcome. You mentioned self-care.
Yes, self-care. What can we do? What can we do during this time for self-care? So like me, I like my bath bombs, my glass of wine. I like to light my candles. So what else can we do for self-care?
Okay. Well, since you said bath bombs and candles, yes, everyone's having a sale right now. So just to give you that tip on that, okay? I don't have no money, so I can't buy you anything. But for self-care, so these tips that I can give you will help you and they're free. So I mentioned before, journaling, I mentioned that. Writing down how you feel through the course of the day, or just whether it's bad or whether it's good, whether a coworker upset you or whether they complimented you. Just you write whatever you feel like you need to write for the day. I mentioned before meditation. You have any time of your day to meditate. As we incorporate, some people incorporate prayer, some people incorporate other things. It's like brushing your teeth, washing your face. You have to incorporate that if you choose to meditation, because it will help you sometimes just get through the course of the day. You also have something I like to do, a spa day. It could be a half a spa day or a whole spa day.
How we going to spa in the pandemic?
Well, I mean, after the pandemic. After the pandemic.
2022?
Yeah, well, yeah, if that's the case, but you can do your own spa day. You can do your bath bombs in your own bathroom and light your own candles and your aromatherapy. So that's a spa day. Lock yourself in there. You could get out, but make sure that's a spa day to yourself. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes if you can't get a massage, because we are in a pandemic and a crisis, but when we do come out, we need those toxins released out of our bodies. It's very, very important. We all have trigger points and knots in our neck and our shoulders and our back, and it's not healthy to keep those things in. Also, you can do talk to positive friends, as I said before. Keeping abreast of good friendship and talking to positive people during this pandemic and this crisis is very important. Mindful walks, which some people call therapy walks. So if it's pushing away from your computer, your laptop, the TV, or your if some of us are back to work from your desk, Go on mindful walks or therapy walks to get your mind clear and to think. Even just take your 15-minute break. Don't give the state or city that time back. Take your break and go on a mindful walk. Okay. Also find a hobby, as I said earlier, find a hobby that you enjoy doing. Exercises boost your mood. It changes your mood. And because we are quarantined and we're eating, some of us, as myself, needs to exercise a little bit more. But it does change your mood when you exercise. You feel energetic. Eating the right foods, eating fruits, nuts, yogurt, not all the time heavy stuff, that we cooking. But eating the right foods changes your mood. Reading a good book, as I said. We know Oprah has lots of Oprah favorite books. You can pick one of those. Watching your favorite TV show or a good movie, or Netflixing with your friends or family. That's good as well. Taking a nap. I know a lot of people who like to take who takes naps and likes to sleep, but is healthy for your body. Yes, Tameka, that is you. But it takes away a lot of stress. You're more healthier, you're more restful, you're more patient, I think sometimes. But taking a nap, getting enough rest for you.
I'm a living testimony for the nap.
Yes, she is. I
need to go take a 20-minute nap because I'm a little stressed out right now, and I need to just sleep it off. And
yes, I got to take a page out your book because I don't got time for that. Also, support groups, as I said, positive group of friends, fellowshipping, which we would say, and then also saying no to others and saying yes to yourself. And sometimes saying no to others and saying yes to yourself. Sometimes you have to do that, even in the pandemic and after. That sometimes you just have to, because if you continue to say yes and yes and yes to things you didn't agree on, or you just saying yes to be passive, it just doesn't work. That is not self-care. That is destruction to yourself. The last two things is a road trip. That could be to Jersey, to Delaware, to Maryland, to Virginia, to Long Island. You could do a girls' road trip, 1 or 2 people, or even if it's for yourself, that's also self-care. And this is even things we could do outside the pandemic to take a break. Sometimes we can leave our house and and go stay at a hotel in Manhattan or Long Island. It's a break. It's a different environment as you come out of your comfort zone. Take a trip for yourself. And the last thing is getting organized and decluttering your home, which means decluttering your life. So if you have a lot of things to declutter, whether it's clothes or just books or whatever in your home, spring cleaning, don't wait for the season to come. Do it now. The pandemic.
Nothing else to
do. You have nothing else to do. Exactly. Well, after work. But declutter and getting your life organized is those are the self-care tips that I would suggest. Those are things that I do.
I am here for it, especially the napping one.
Yes. I'm gonna get you a t-shirt right after we come out the pandemic.
Team nap. Thank you so much for those self-care tips. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview today with Yolanda Adams.
I hope so. Thank you.
Mental health worker, and also she's a vocational rehab counselor. So I will make sure that I post her information at the end of the video. So if you know somebody that is in need of her assistance, or you just want to be able to link and connect with her, I will make sure after this video is done that you will have her contact information so that you can reach out to her. Thank you again, Yolanda, for joining us.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson. Thank you, everyone. I really hope I was helpful. Again, please use any of these tips, mindful walks, just use anything that I said today in this interview. Please do it and take care of yourself.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching episode of 11 of Meka's Corner. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video so you can stay up to date. Meka's Corner will be coming out every 2 weeks on Friday at 12 p.m. So I hope you enjoyed all of the tips and wisdoms and words of advice and encouragement that our therapist Yolanda gave to us today. I hope that you will be able to practice these different tools and these mechanics with your friends, with your family, and especially with yourself. We want to be able to take care of ourselves during this pandemic, during the killings of our brothers and our sisters. So we want to be able to make sure that we're still taking care of ourselves during this time. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.